Hey Toby, hope you're having a good trip. Video lesson for today. Three things I want to talk about. I'll go down the list, and as usual, if you have any questions or want me to look at anything, feel free to shoot that on over, and I'll do my best to answer. So awesome. So I really like the way you called it, the triangle of sadness. Actually, I might take. I may steal that from you. It's very very nice. Some students actually view it that way. It's like the memorizing all the notes on the fretboard. So I think it's kind of funny. So I like that. But it's actually called the musical triangle. And so with this right here, it's a way for us to find notes more quickly on the fretboard without having to do a bunch of counting around the frets. So the first one that you'll learn is, or say musical triangle, is root 6, right? So the home base is going to be here on the 6th string. Let's do an example. We have the note A right here on the 5th fret of the 6th string. We hit that. That is a note A right there all day long. What you'll do is you'll go down 2 strings, over 2 frets, same note, 1 octave apart. Remember, an octave is 1 time through the musical alphabet. A, A sharp, B, 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 blah, 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 all the way back to A right there. That is 1 octave. That's 1 octave distance. And so on the guitar, it looks like this. Right? Go down 2 strings, over 2 frets. So you're here, down 2 strings, over 2 frets, bam with my finger there. It's an octave box, right? That's point number 2 right there. So that's how you get the octave box. Real quick to jump back to the triangle root 6 is that this string is E right here, right? This string is also E as well, the first string. So when I play this note A right here, then I have this note right here, which is another A, 2 octaves apart. So I'm going through 2 musical alphabets to get to that note. So if A, A, A. So these two are on the same fret, just on opposite strings. This one is down 2 strings over 2 frets. A, 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 A. Right? Now, Rome wasn't built in a day. You don't need to learn all 12 notes across the fretboard by next lesson. Really, what you want to do is like learn them slowly over time and slowly add them to things that you already know. So the first step would be to just understand what the octave box is, since it's used a lot in rock music. The octave box being this shape right here, I've drawn out a D octave box. Now the reason why these players are doing it kind of goes back to like Wes Montgomery. The way he would do is he would play a melody, right? So say if the melody is this. And to thicken it up a little bit to get more sound out of his guitar, he would play the octave with it. Right? And Hendrix would do the same thing. So that way when you cook on the distortion, instead of sounding like this, it will sound like this. Right, it's a big, thicker sound, it's a bigger sound. Is why players do it. So the first thing is just to get the down 2 strings over 2 frets, and can you play the octave, and can you add that to the power chord, the partial power chord, and then right, thickens up that sound a little bit, right? So that's why players do it. And like I said, maybe like pick one note for this week and get okay, A, what's up, A, right? So just pick one note at a time, get really good at it, and then we're just going to move through the list. All right, cool. So there's the octave box, the musical triangle. Next is Fire by Jimi Hendrix. This riff, I already played it for you, but it is an octave box riff in the beginning. What he's doing is, if you notice, like sometimes I'll use my pinky there for the octave. That's just kind of like how I kind of grew up playing it, so I continue to do it that way. Because for me, it was like a power chord and then an octave box, power chord, and octave box. But I see players using their ring finger all the time. So I'll leave it up to you if you want to use your pinky or if you want to use your ring finger right there. Either is fine with me. What you'll do is hit 13 right here. Now the trick in doing this is making sure everyone's muted who should be muted. Right? So what I'm doing is I'm laying my first finger kind of flattish on the fretboard. So notice right here that I'm touching the 6th string with my first finger. The flesh of my pointer finger is bumping into the 4th string, so muting that. Ring finger is nice and tall. It's fretting that octave note right there. And then these two right here are muted by the first finger. So it goes 11. No, the number I'm calling is the fret number for the pointer finger, by the way. 11, 10. 11, 10. Then you're going to do 8, slide up to 10. So 8, slide to 10 right there. If you want to practice it first like this, you can. one finger at a time, and the ring finger. So we have this, and then together. So like I said, you can practice it one finger at a time, and then stick those two together, and then 10-10 on the 6th string. So 11, 10, 8 to 10, 10-10. And then with distortion, or fuzz, because Hendrix was using a fuzz tone, right, and then into right, but we'll save that for another day. So the challenge for this one, at least for this section of the song, is the octave box. And then we actually might fool around with the solo a little bit. The solo is not too terribly complicated. Something along those lines. So cool, man. So work on those 3 things for me. Like I said, if you want me to look at anything or have any questions, feel free to shoot that on over. If not, I will see you same time next time. Take care.